to look at how we can accelerate your success. The whole idea here is for you to be more successful than you already are. So we want to add to that success. And to that extent, we took the time to put this very special occasion together to have someone who has a very, very high level of success address us and literally have a very up close and personal conversation, quite a unique opportunity. Because a lot of times when we're in organizations such as this, especially one this big, the owners of those organizations are sometimes very difficult to lay hands on and have an opportunity to be able to speak to. And these founders and co-owners of our community have decided that they want to be known as founders that can be found. And that's not a slogan. That is literally a way in which we unfold and grow and develop. So today we have the honor and the privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to be very up close and personal with one of the three co-founders of this great community known as XtreamFX Global Academy. His experience is quite outstanding. He started off in his teenage years and developed his very first business as a young teenager, successful business that is. He earned his first $1 million just over the age of 20 in the financial services industry in the United States of America. He went on to get to what are called series license. I don't remember the numbers that he has, but he's certified in the United States of America to give financial advice. He went on to develop multiple businesses. On record, the last time I heard, he owns about 9 different businesses. One of them is a fashion line. So if you ever go to his Facebook page, you'll be, wow, you know, a lot of images and styles and different things in his fashion line, along with logistics and different areas, financial services. And he also is a coach of young people. He believes in the youth. He's been mentoring children ages 8 to 18, and he's been doing that for about 10 plus 11 years. And I'm really grateful that everyone. Okay, so you don't unmute. If you want to unmute, you're going to have to raise your hand. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let me continue to edify this great leader. In addition to that, he's also done that. He's mentored some of the top CEOs in North America, There's an organization known as Inc. 5000, and he's one of those that coaches some of those top 5,000 CEOs in the United States of America. A brilliant mind, a genius when it comes to numbers and business models and understanding business structure. And knock wood, man, Mr. Adrian Dynamite Sloan is the reason why we've been paid every single Friday for 2 years going into our 3rd year now. Never got an email as to why we were late. Never had to have a call to explain anything. We have been paid beautiful or residual income, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. So without further ado, please light up the chat for me. If you'd be so kind, open up your chat and put some fires and some hearts. If you could find the dynamite sticks, put them there, because his middle name is Mr. Adrian Dynamite Sloan. All right, Mr. Adrian Dynamite Sloan. Are you there, sir? You can unmute your co-host, sir. All right, the fires and the hearts and the dynamites are coming in the chat. All right, so if Mr. Sloan could unmute, that would be awesome as we welcome him with hearts and fires and dynamite sticks to this wonderful call. All right, let me just make sure, change the mute button, and then let me ask you to unmute. All right, so you're muted, sir, just in case you didn't realize, and you were speaking.
All right, we clear now?
I can hear you loud and clear now, sir.
All right, let me get the visual going. Okay, let me see. Let me adjust it. All right. All right. How you doing, sir?
Doing amazing and grateful, Mr. Sloan. Thanks for asking, sir. How are you?
Outstanding. Thank you for having me, Dr. B. Glad to be here, sir, with you and all the constituents. Man, see, we got 24 people on here, including myself, and honored to be able to be with you. Thank you for the invite.
It's my joy, and I'm very grateful that you're willing to take the time out to come and be a part of this with us, sir. Thank you. I'll hand the floor over to you.
All right, good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Extreme, you know how we do it, man. Put a fire in the chat, man. Be pumped up, excited, ready to go. Man, listen, I'm thoroughly excited to be on this call with all these great leaders today. When Dr. Benjamin reached out to me about doing this particular call, you know, I took it as a great honor. to be able to do so. We'll kind of follow the style of, how you all would like to run the call, Dr. Benjamin, today. But, again, just wanted to be able to say, man, Dr. Benjamin is one of the most honorable leaders that I've met in my career. And I wouldn't limit that to just XtreamFX Global Academy. I would say in leadership, a man who's a servant leader, a leader who's willing to be able to lay his life on the line for those that he loves, and such a Christ-like feature, man, that I'm so honored for his friendship, his brotherhood, and his leadership to be able to serve along with him in this great common unity that we have all across the country. As I put on my page the other day, XtreamFX has been fortunate enough to be able to serve in over 50 different countries, across the world. And, so guys, put some fire in the chat for that, because that's a huge honor. And I was, I'm the CFO, so I get a chance to look at the numbers and look at our footprint across the world. And we're a global academy, so when the vision was given us for the name XtreamFX Global Academy, the whole goal from the beginning was to stretch across the globe, right? And so to be in 50 different countries that we've been able to touch and bless, going almost 3 years now, is a major milestone. So if it was ever a question of, can the company be able to support, right, a nation, right? I think we've been able to secure that place to be able to say we've been able to bless over 50 different countries. What an opportunity of how they can be able to improve their life and be able to do more for their family. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're anything like me, family means everything to me, right? I always say my greatest accomplishment is my children, right? My greatest accomplishment is to be able to raise my children to be noble human beings in this society. The awards that I have, which I have several of them, the money that I've made a lot of it. But I don't look at any of that at the same light as I look at my footprint on my legacy, right? And on the direct lives that's right in front of me every day, to be that example to the ones who call me daddy, right? To the ones that I have to take care of. And so when I look at this company that we've been able to bless families, what an opportunity to be able to serve their family. I take that at a high regard because that means a lot to me, So those who don't know my story, I came up, I'm a third generation business owner, serial entrepreneur. As Dr. Benjamin has said, I've owned several different companies. I've had about 4 or 5 of my own companies, hit the 7-figure mark prior to XtreamFX Global, which I'm a co-founder of. And that being one of the companies, has always been a very successful 7-figure company since establishment, right? Within its first 30 days, XtreamFX produced over 7 figures in the first 30 days and has been debt-free. We owe no man nothing but love. We owe no man nothing but love. And so we're so grateful to be in that place. And so throughout my career, being in a position originally from Newark, New Jersey, right here in the States, and I seen my father be in business and, youngest of 12 children. So I came from a large family. So when my father passed, my mother moved to her hometown, which was in Salisbury, North Carolina, a smaller city. So a very humble beginning between being raised in 2 places, one from the, the Northeast, which is a very hustle and bustle area, a lot of grind, right? A lot of grit. And then Southern hospitality, right? To be able to be in both places. I came up as a collegiate athlete, number 6 in the nation, and in here in the country, right? In the 110 hurdles, got a 4 scholarship to a prestigious college. Is one of the the best colleges in the country for track and field. I got a 4 scholarship there to go run track. Was able to have a position, play basketball, play football. And by the time I got to college, guys, I looked at it. And the thing for my story was kind of unique was I was that young entrepreneur who was already making $50,000, $60,000 when I was in high school. I mean, from high school coming right into college, $50,000, $60,000 at 17, 18, 19 years old. And I didn't even realize that was a big deal. By the time I got to college, I was making the same amount of money as my professors. And I only went for the reason that I wanted to learn how to run a business. A lot of students that was in my class, they wanted to be able to know how to just, be a student. And I came up in an environment where business was second nature. And so I went to be able to learn more information about how to successfully run my business. Being an athlete, I didn't want to be in a situation where I was going to be an athlete who would be done with money. I just didn't want to be that person who would just be successful, in my sport. But when it came down to business, somebody could, could get me on my numbers. And so I wanted to really get really, really good at business and really good at numbers, right? So I could be able to understand my contracts. That was my whole notion of why I wanted to get a business degree, right? And so, you know, when I went through that space, they used to ask me in college, but Adrian, what company you gonna go work for when you graduate? And I would say nobody, you know. And I can remember like yesterday, man, the professor would kind of look at me kind of at all, and like, well, what do you mean? I said, I have no plans to work for anybody. This is a business class, you know what I'm saying? So I came to school to learn how to run a business, not to be an employee. Guys, that was my mindset at 18, 19 years old. And so, you know, fast forward the story, this is the reason why, you know, when you hear my story, it talks about how I made my first 7 figures in my early 20s, is because I came up in an environment, which I want to hit on that a lot today. I came up in an environment where being self-sufficient was a mindset and was something that was taught. And so I learned that same level of independence. And so fast forward time, you know, came through as one of the top financial advisors, you know, top 25 in the nation, 3 out of 5 years in my field, top producer in my state in a previous company when I started out in my career as a financial advisor for 5 years until I built my own independent company. While I serve as insurance investments and taught clients how to manage portfolios. And then when I transitioned from that, I became a consultant where I began to work with a lot of companies on how to scale their company ups or down, right? And so what I learned about a lot of companies working in the Fortune 500 arena, that some companies grow too fast, right? They scale up too fast. You know, write this down. Ambition can be dangerous. You know, ambition is dangerous. I learned early in my career that a lot of companies had a lot of ambition and they will overinvest or they will overexalt themselves based upon trying to compete with the market, but their companies wasn't in a position to be able to scale up as fast as their ambition was, i.e. once you get inside some financial hardships, you realize you invested your money wrong. Have you guys ever been there? Can you put me in the chat? Have you ever lived your life and you look back and say, man, I shouldn't have put money there. I shouldn't put money there. I should have been a little bit more conservative. I should have managed my money differently. I have, right? I could put me, right? I've done that before. And so I learned throughout my career working with a lot of companies, it's not really about how much money you have, it's how savvy are you with managing the money, right? How savvy are you with managing what God has blessed you with? And I used to teach companies to scale down. And so one thing we have to learn in business that scaling down is not a loss, right? Scaling down is a lot about maintaining and understanding if you're going to be in business, to be in business is for the long haul, right? No one opens up a business, particularly to close, but people close because they didn't focus on staying open. Yeah, I'm going to say it again, right? No one opens up a business to close, but people close their business by not staying focused on how to stay open. And so when I realized that one of the biggest factors of keeping a business open for the longevity is being very key on how you allocate your funds and being able to grow at the pace of your business, not with the masses, right? Because of one person career can take off and they business, they can hit a niche market and they take off, but they might not be your story. It doesn't mean your business not successful. So when you look at even your business, how you building it today, you might see one leader come into the business and they catch, you know, they recruit a couple key leaders and their business may take off, but your business is maintaining and growing. That does not make your business not to be successful as long as you're doing a successful activity every day, right? So daily activity is what constitutes daily results to me. And eventually compound interest kicks in, right? Compound effort is just like compound interest. When you look at money and investments, they always say the rule of 72 and compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And so when you really look at how does your effort compound over time, it always happens. And then immediately you get a quantum leap, right? See, the rule of 72 says if you take the number 72, right, divided by the interest rate that your money sits, it tells you how many years it takes your money to double. So i.e. if you take 72 divided by a 12% interest rate with your money would double every 6 years, right? That's just the rule of how it works, right? It's the 8th wonder of the world. So I look at effort the same way. If you take your effort and you compound it over time, you eventually, because of your effort, it's like combustion in the engine, it's going to explode. It's going to grow. You can't control that. The one thing we can always control in our life is our activity. Our activity and our mindset are the two things that we can control every single day. So if you focus on the right mindset and you focus on having the right activity every day, eventually you're going to have the right results because those are the two ingredients of every successful leader. So when I looked at in my career, how I was able to help companies scale up and scale down, it taught me a lot of how to work my own companies. And so as I look back and I look at where we are now, and me and my partners coming together to create this a company called XtreamFX Global Academy in the middle of a pandemic, when everyone was scurrying around trying to figure out which way to go. And, you know, God blessed us to be in a position, right, to be able to start a company to be able to serve people. So when I look at kind of what's the vision, right? The vision at that time, and still is to build a safe place for people to build their legacy. That's what Extreme was built on. It was built for a safe place for people to come together to build their legacy, right? Because we always in a position where we were scattered. And so now we wanted to have a safe place where we can understand how the conversation goes, how the training calls are going, how the leaders are being handled, so you can have a safe place for your legacy. So put a heart in the chat if your legacy is important to you. Like if you work for your last name and not just your first name, put a heart in the chat. Because what I understood of it is that why we do things is so critical in life. You know, if you're a person that you just want to hear your first name called, you're not really a legacy person to me, right? Because we'll die, right? One thing for sure, a man that's born of a woman is going to surely die, right? We're going to leave this life. We're going to, this earthly body is going to go away. It's going to decay, right? But our legacy, the last name that you possess is going to carry on to someone else, right? And so when you understand that your work ethic and everything that you're doing is to benefit someone else, that's what we're fighting for. That's what we're building towards, right? And write this down. I learned as we compound this effort, if you will, right? It's something called buyback time. I want you guys to write that down. My whole career, I've never competed with people. I've competed against time, right? And my whole goal with competing against time is I wanted to buy back time. Well, Sloan, what does that mean? If you buy back time, if you're willing to give it your all for a short period of time, right? You know, you can compound that effort and you can collapse time frames and you can buy back 10, 20, 30 years of your life that you could just travel and enjoy life and, you know, be able to invest inside your children and your grandparents and, you know, do things in your community, right? And you can have the time. See, one of my biggest things coming up early in my life, ladies and gentlemen, is I wanted to be in a place that as I could work hard when my daughter is young, right? And as she got older, I would never miss anything. So I was willing to sacrifice a 3 to 5 year period of time to build my career so that when she got to the point where she got to middle school and high school, she didn't miss me. See, I'm that dad that shows up at every basketball game. I'm that dad that go to practice. I'm that dad that's at the little league stuff. I'm that father that's working out with my 7-year-old son. Why can I do that? Because I collapse time frames. I worked hard enough in a short span of time to collapse time to buy back time. See, we want to buy houses and cars, but how many of y'all want a mindset that you can buy back time? You know, where you see a lot of people going to work for 40 years of their life, right? We call it the 40-40-40 rule, right? Where you'll work a job from 9 to 5 for 40 hours a week, right? You're willing to do that, work 40 hours, right? To be in a position, right, to be able to work for 40 years of your life, right? To retire off of 40% of the income. See, that's the 40-40-40 rule. See, I didn't want to spend my life between 25 and 65, the most prominent time of my life, just dragging out all of that work. You know what I'm saying? When I could collapse that down to about 5 to 10 years, or from 25 to 35, I can give it all I had. I really did it from 20 to 30. From 20 to 30 was my grind period, right? I'm 38 now. I retired at 30. Hello. When I was 30 years old, I started working for 2.5 years. And what did I do? I bought back time and I enjoyed my children. For 2.5 years, I was just that dad at home and playing basketball and training my daughter. Today, my result, my blessing of that, my daughter's won 2 state championships, 3 regionals with a team. I transferred from a public school, free tuition, right? She just had free education, to a private school where I paid $700-800 a month for 3 years for her to get the best education she could, right? And in that process, because I paid the price up front in full with no discount, it put my child in a position, right? Again, this is what I work for. I put her in a position to get better coaching, a better team for her to win 2 state championships her last 3 years and 3 conference championships, right? To be in a position to understand what it takes to be a winner. See, it's environment, ladies and gentlemen, that we do this business for. It's environment that we fight for when we going out here recruiting people into our organization to show them how they could build a legacy. It's environment that cultivates all of our mindsets, right? To get our activity in the right place, to be able to put our family in the right position. So Extreme was created for people to come together to have a safe place to build their legacy, right? So our goal across the board is to build and cultivate more relationships with more leaders across the world. That's our goal, is to build and cultivate relationships, right? With key leaders across the world, that they can take this message into their village. They can take this message into their city. They can take this message across the globe, where you don't have to be ashamed to say, hey, I got a safe place that you can learn how to trade and make money every single day. You can get in, the market is open, right? 7 days a week, and you can get on our live sessions 5 days out of the week and learn the skill set. You can go inside the back office in the archives and watch the videos as many times as you want. For a monthly subscription, you got unlimited access to information. See, write this down. I learned that information is the new currency. See, a lot of people look in their bank account, they may pull these little plastic things we call debit cards, and they wonder how much money they have. See, that's not the thing. See, wealth starts in the mind, then it goes to the pocket. Hello. See, it starts upstairs first, right? So the big part of my success story is that I was so young learning financial information. Before I had money, I had information, right? And so the beautiful thing about an academy is that you have access to information to be able to cultivate your finance for your family for a lifetime. So having a platform that you can come to and ask questions, get information, build relationship is bigger than just how big is your organization. The key of it is what are you doing with the opportunity to learn the skill set that you can make money every single day? See, I don't care if you got to make $200 a day for your bills, right? Then you can make $100, $200 every single day from your cell phone, from your computer, and then go about the rest of your day. Guys, you bought back time. The average person, if they made $20 an hour for 10 hours out of their day, right? That's $200. You can make that in 5 minutes in the right trade with the right lot size. You can make that in less than 5 minutes. Now you got 9 hours and 55 minutes back of your life. Man, put a heart in the chat if buying back time is important to you. See, I want you guys to really understand the magnitude of the opportunity that you have when you're inside of an academy that can bless your life and help your legacy. So how does that impact your life? Once you become a student of the knowledge of the information, you don't even have to master it. See, when I first came into the industry, I brought about 50 people with me inside the industry, and I didn't know what a MetaTrader 4 was. I didn't know how to set up anything. I didn't know a stop loss. I didn't know a take profit. I didn't know trend line, support and resistance. I didn't know any of this stuff I know now, but what I did know, I had an opportunity. See, what I knew was I had an opportunity that I could bring people to. And guess what, guys? We can learn this information together. And this is how my organization grew to 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month. And then we're all getting here, getting excited. And so what do? We told everybody, hey, go get some more people, help some more people understand this information, get access to it like we have access to it. And what happens? Their organization started to grow. They went to 500 and 1,000 and 2. And what did I do? I go from 2,000 to 5,000 because we're all taking advantage of the information. A lot of time I see people, they want to master it first and then talk about it. Well, guess what? That is an oxymoron, because guess what? You will never master this. You'll get good enough at it to make money. See, this is what you got to understand. You'll get good enough at it to make money, but you'll never master it because a master don't make mistakes. And last time I checked, we all human. So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to take losses, right? And so you'll never master trading. Take that out of your mind. That's thinking. That's the wrong thinking. You will never master this. So do not hold people hostage to get the information because you feel like you want. That becomes selfish. Hello. That becomes selfish when you're in the way, when you should just be calling and inviting, getting people on an opportunity call, bringing a person to an event. Hey, this is what the information that I found out that can impact your life, right? So what I learned about big and large, building huge organizations, I'm gonna send Dr. Benjamin a picture that I found the other day of my organization. We swept a whole regional event, and there's so many trophies and plaques and all that kind of stuff. And what I really learned about this deal, guys, that makes building an organization so impactful and it grows your organization so fast. If you would just get excited about sharing and helping people go to the next level, this is how you become selfless. And my organization grew when I was in the field being that type of leader. So being in a position now where we have a company where we can just build relationships, cultivate relationships to help people build a legacy. That's what it's all about. So the direction that we're going as a company is to build this lifestyle brand, right? To be able to serve the community with the diversity of wealth and health. We want people to be healthy and wealthy. That's what we want. See, it doesn't matter how much money you make if you die soon. You know what I'm saying? If you die too soon, right? I'm sitting here drinking my water, right? And with my trace minerals from the X2O packet that we got in the back office, guys, I drink this stuff every day because your body needs a certain amount of minerals, right, to be healthy. So I'll make money every single day, but guess what? I'll make sure I'm healthy every single day too. See, this is what we wanted to create, a safe place for people to build their legacy, and also a place that you can enjoy it, right? My daughter's 18, my son is 7. So when I look at it, I need to continue to live healthy so that 7-year-old can have the same level of father that the 18-year-old had. Does that make sense? And so we stay so focused on just the money and not the health, we're overlooking it. See, the money is a resource to be able to get you access to things that you need for a better quality of life. See, we want our people to be able to, number one, understand how to make money. You follow me? You got to understand the value of money, right? I worked around a lot of Jewish men early in my life. And one thing I understood about that, they respected the dollar. So they taught me not to be wasteful, right? They taught me to work hard and get done what I got to get done. And I respect that culture, because coming up young as a young African-American male, I wasn't taught that in every space. See, this is the blessing of life and leadership. God will send people into your life to sow a seed in you, regardless of their nationality, their creed. It doesn't matter. If you have an ear to hear, then hear. When a seed can get dropped in you to create a legacy from your family, I don't care if a donkey told it to me, I'ma listen. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, because a seed that's dropped on an ear that will hear would sow a seed and cultivate a harvest. Them gentlemen taught me to work hard, respect my money. And so I want to be wealthy, right? Respect money. I want to be healthy so I can live a long term of life, right? So Extreme opened up a opportunity to understand the Forex market. $7 trillion a day in the market, right? Now, what do we do next, family? We open up financial technology. We open up financial technology. Now that you're making the money, we want to show you what to do with the money, because money without directions get lost. Hello, put that in the chat. Money without directions get lost. So what we cultivated was a streamline. Number one, we showed you how to make money the first year, right? In 1.0. 2.0, we showed you how to take the money and invest it, build your personal credit, build your business credit, know how to leverage the banks, right? Be smarter with the capital that you have to invest it. Now, as we go into the deeper level of 2.0, we're showing you how to be healthy, right? We're showing you how to keep your body, keep your mind in the right place, right? Make sure your body is staying oxidated, right? Making sure you're taking the right minerals and the right type of exercise so you can enjoy the fruit of your labor, right? This is what XtreamFX offers to any family, is a safe place to build your legacy and a place to be healthy and wealthy to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So guys, I am absolutely beyond excited to be in a place to be able to support leaders like Mr. Mark Wilson. Congratulations, Mr. Mark, on going silver, man. I saw that. I was super excited for you the night that you clicked over. I was on the phone with the founders when I saw it come through. And we're just excited to be able to support leaders who's going out here to build a legacy for their family. You know, again, congratulations to Miss Bridget Buckner, always serving to the best of her ability and leading it at any capacity she asks. So we appreciate your servant leadership. And Dr. Benjamin, always stepping up to be able to lead the cause. I mean, leaders like that, and all you guys on here that I haven't built a relationship. I see Kamala on here always showing up, super humble, super sweet lady, always willing to be able to devote her time and always willing to learn and give a helping hand or a soft word. We appreciate that, right? So a lot of you guys that I've seen in the community serve. The founders are here to serve. The corporate team are here to serve. That's what we're here for, guys. So this place that we call Extreme, with the team in the middle, is all about people coming together to be able to grow, right? So I just wanted to open up for a moment for those of you who don't know me and understand how I got started in this space, and understand, based on my experience of being the CFO in Extreme, my background has been finance for 25 years. 30 years I've been around business, 25 years I've been in some form of corporation, and I just have been blessed enough for people to drop seeds in my ear. So when I get around leaders like a Mr. Mickle, right, who's been in the industry 30 years and been serving at a high capacity, I take that in all humility to listen to leaders that can cultivate my life. When I get around creatives like Miss Reagan Lynch, who can actually help create things and help with systems, I appreciate that, because we all have different skill sets that's been able to create this brand that is now in over 50 countries. Guys, do you realize when we started this in 2020, it was just some people that came together with a mindset of how can we serve? How can we serve? We never calculated the money. We never looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Never looked at the long term of what it was going to be. We just wanted to create a safe place. See, God is so amazing, right? The God to give you a challenge and he'll give you something to do, but don't really tell you what you're going to have to go through. And that's where we say God gives his toughest battles to his best soldiers. I've always believed that, right? And my grandmother always said, God always keeps the ram in the bush. So in those moments that you think you're at the end of the road, God shows you another way to get out, right? when when you think it's all over and said and done, because people thought this company is going to be said and done, right? A couple of times, but we've always said it's never about the company. This is a destined-based company. It's a destined-based company, right? And so we've been able to be wise enough to be conservative. As I told you, I see a lot of companies grow too fast and they self-destruct. We've been wise enough to be conservative and run at our own pace. We've been prayerful enough not to be arrogant to think it's about us and understand who's really in control and who's really driving this ship. And we've been humble enough to listen to the leaders in the field, to listen to the corporate staff, to be able to give us feedback of different point of views that we feel like could be helpful, that they thought was helpful and brought it to our attention. And we've been able to serve that information and implement these things when the time was necessary. And this is reason why XtreamFX is a growing brand. It's the reason why we've been around going on 3 years. And it's the reason why I feel like it will become a household name. We will become the premier Forex trading academy in the whole world, right? And it's just compound effort. So leaders like you all that took time out of your day today to hop on the call to have this conversation is the reason why this brand will continue to grow to serve the masses, because we're all compounding our effort. We're all serving at a high capacity together to be able to cultivate a village, to be able to take a family to the next level. So when we look at what's coming up next, we have more things that still to come. So we just announced outright our new safety trade system, right? And man, put some dollar signs in the chat if you've already, purchased your safety trade system. Guys, we've made great technology relationships, something cutting edge, proprietary, that we're the only platform that has us outside of the owner. Guys, we're in a position to be able to change the market. That's like plugging up your computer to an ATM to be able to print out as much money as you want. Right, so we've been able to make those cutting edge relationships that's going to be able to take our community to the next level. So we just announced our new safety trader system, right, where you can pay $5.99 for a 1-year license, $75 a month, and get a scanner that scans indices, that scans Forex pairs, that scans stocks, that scans crypto on a 5-minute all the way up to a weekly or monthly, and it tells you the market movement and gives you a trade idea that you can take based on your own risk management, manage your risk management, but it gives you a highlight in the market. Guys, that's like a person telling you ahead of time, 2 days from now, you're going to walk across the street and you're going to walk across a $20 bill. That's a person giving a little bird tweeting in your ear, right? They'll tell you, hey, 5 minutes from now, you're going to have an opportunity to make $200, right? But you might want to pay attention. See, these are the things that we've been able to create. We just announced that. God, that is such a blessing for the business. We just announced our new health and wellness category that I was just speaking of, because we, again, made a great relationship with a company called Zuma. We've been courting them for 6 to 9 months. I've been on the products myself for 2 years, right? And so we made that strategic relationship, and we have more coming, guys. We got more academy updates that's coming up. We have more things that's going to add more volume to the organization. You have more products that you're going to have to service, and it's all within that framework. And we want our community to be healthy and wealthy. Guys, we're in a place now where we got corporate events coming up, right? We got the boot camp that's coming up in just a moment, right? So if you're not going to be able to make it to the boot camp, I would say get with Mr. Maddox and see if it's going to be streamed, to be able to watch it from afar, right? Especially if you're in Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago, like Mr. TNT, Mark Wilson over there. Guys, you just want to try to get the information. And then obviously we got the yacht party that's coming up here in just a moment. So we got the yacht party that's going to be coming up where everybody's going to come together for training and be able to go socialize. So we're doing the work that's necessary, right, to keep the family healthy, to keep the family wealthy and growing together. So it's because of the leaders and the calls that we're having like today that we can grow and understand the vision and where we're going to the future. It is my belief as the CFO of this company that 2023 will be one of the best years yet XtreamFX Global Academy has ever seen. It is my belief that that we are making a major turn right now in the industry. A lot of companies reach out to us all the time because they see we're humble and we stay in our own lane, right? We're very humble, meek and lowly people, and we stay in our own lane because our goal is to keep this safe place growing, right? We don't look at what everybody else is doing. We'll look at what we're doing and we'll look at the direction that we're going. So because of that, companies reach out all the time. So it's always going to be new opportunities for us to be able to cultivate and add more value to the leadership team here at XtreamFX Global Academy. So it is my belief in 2023 will be the best year that we've had in XtreamFX Global Academy. So with this leadership team, I believe we're going to break more diamonds. We're going to break more golds. We're going to break more silvers. We're going to break more monarchs in 2023 that we've done in 2020, 2021, or 2022, because we are fit in position to go to the next level. So don't take this moment in time for granted. With the Momentum 300 going on right now, guys, you should be running through the door to be able to get people inside the business at $59.99 right now, to be able to get inside your business and get the same access to the information, that 6- and 7-figure information I spoke of earlier, for only $59 a month. Guys, that is mind-blowing. That's not an academy that's out here that you can get access to that much information for $59.99 on a 28-day subscription to be able to lock in and learn. And so, as Mr. Mickle always say, you should never continue to repay for a subscription. If you're taking our trade ideas as a new student, it should pay for your membership. If you didn't recruit a soul, if you just use the product of going to the academy and taking the trade ideas, going to the Pip Sniper training with Mr. Aaron Casual-Maddox, learning how to take a trade idea with him and Miss Tandy Gonzalez in our risk management class, you should be able to use your product and pay for your monthly subscription and give yourself time to learn. Don't rush this thing. Take your time. Be patient with yourself, because you're only doing self-improvement. Somebody put that in the chat, self-improvement. A student is a person that's working on self-improvement. You can't rush yourself through improvement. You have to be patient with your own growth. Self-improvement is so key. That's what we're doing every day, guys. We're self-improving. So if you decide to become a student or an affiliate in the academy and you get access to the education, take the trade ideas. It pays for your membership. If you're that person decide to build an organization, you have the trade ideas as well as you have the residual income coming from building an organization as you self-improve. And as you do your compound daily efforts every single day on your mindset, and as you work on your daily activities, your three-way calls, your launches, and helping new individuals understand the value that they have inside this compensation plan, God, they can only get better over time. So be patient enough with yourself to self-improve, make impact, and make sure you share this opportunity across the globe, because you have something that you can put on the table and say, let me help you improve your legacy for your family. If I can show you a way today that you can make extra income for your family, do you have a reason? Do you have a reason that you wouldn't want me to show you? Do you have anything against me showing you how to make supplemental income? Where if you're making all the money you want to make at your job, but if you made some extra money on the side, would it help with college tuition with your children? Would it help with medical expenses for your mother, for your grandmother? Could it help for savings for retirement? And you know, how much of a benefit of an extra $1,000 will help you every single month that you can save for your retirement? Would that be helpful for your retirement, right? If a person can save an extra $12,000 to $15,000 a year over the next 5 years, guys, with compound interest, that's not 60,000, right? That's more like 85, 90 grand with interest that's connected to their money if they invest it the right way. So we have to get really, really good at showing people why the opportunity is good for them. Not just telling them what is good for us, but showing them how it could benefit them. If they have young children, college funds is probably important to them. So if they can learn how to trade and take that money and put in their kids' college fund, that could serve a great purpose. Somebody's about to get married, right? If they can show them how to trade and put that money into their savings account to pay for their wedding, would that be a benefit from them? People like to travel and have vacation. If we can show them how to trade or build an organization and they can take that money and put inside their vacation account, they're traveling for free, right? Some people like to do missionary trips. If we can show them how to trade and build an organization, they could take that money and pay for the missionary trip to go to Jerusalem and be able to build something with their family. Guys, there's so many ways that we can take the benefit of being a student and building an organization and show people how that extra money could benefit their household. Again, don't sell people on what you want. Ask them questions to see what they want. Write this down. Amateurs make statements. Professionals ask questions. Hello. See, you got to understand this deal, guys. See, amateurs make statements. Oh, you should join because of this. You need to do this. Oh, we the #1 trade academy. Oh, man, we got the best for us. See, these things could be true to you, but not to the prospect. The prospect don't know that, right? So that's why I say amateurs make statements and it can come off too pushy. Professionals ask questions. Hey, Dr. Benjamin, let me ask you a question. What goals do you have for your daughter, right? Do you have college savings that you want to put aside for your child? Hey, Dr. Benjamin, let me ask you a question. Is it a certain particular vacation that your wife would like to take, right? And what's your plan to save up the money to be able to get to that vacation for your wife? Hey, Bridget, but let me ask you a question. Do you like to travel? Right, so what is your travel plan? Do you try to save money every month out of your money that you work from your career, or do you have an extra stream of income, right, to be able to offset that? So with any of these situations, if I can show you a way to be able to take that money, Dr. Benjamin, that you make from trading or building a residual income and put that to your daughter's college saving, would you be of interest in that? Dr. Benjamin, if I can show you how to make some money trading or building an organization to be able to, take your wife on that dream vacation she wants, would you be open for that? Miss Bridget Button, if I can show you how to trade or make some money in the compensation plan by showing other people the same thing, that you'll be able to travel around the world at no cost to yourself, it doesn't take away from your regular income, would you be open to that? See, these are the things, guys, again, professionals ask questions. Amateurs make statements. So if you ever wonder why you may tell a person about the opportunity and they never call you back, or they say they're going to text you back and they never text you back, and eventually they might have blocked you or ran across the street or jumped on a plane and got out of Dodge, right? You might have ran them off making too many statements because you didn't ask the right questions. Hello. To see why should they join you in business. See, people only do what they want to do. So we got to understand this. People only do what's going to benefit them. So if they're going to join a business, it has to be for the reason of I'm going to make an investment to get a rate of return. So your job as the recruiter, your job as the person sharing the opportunity is to show a person how this business, how this opportunity can help them get what they want. That's your whole job. Your whole job is to show them how to get what they want, not for them to listen to what you want. Hello, is a difference. I can say, hey, man, I want to make $5,000 a month and this company is going to help me do it. I want to make $20,000 a month and this is the vehicle, it's the best thing ever, best thing I've ever done in my whole life. You should come join me in business. You didn't ask me any questions about me. You know what I'm saying? Like you just told me what you want. So now I feel like the only reason why you want me to join you is to help you make $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 a month. So you only want my subscription to get your goals. That's not leadership. That's not being that's misusing the opportunity, right? And I'm gonna put this out here. That's misusing the vehicle. You follow me? See, your goal is to share the opportunity, so you have to ask more questions. Dr. Benjamin, what's the most amount of money, will make you feel good or make you feel better? If you can make an extra income, what would that be? Right? What would that be? If I can show you how to hit that goal, right? How many hours a week could you dedicate with me to be able to build that vision out? Right? How much extra time do you have every day? How much time? What days are best for you to make calls? What days are good for us to be able to just hop on the phone and call some of your friends and family and tell them about this opportunity, right? What's the best day? Tuesday or Thursday? Do you got 2 hours? Okay, from 5 to 7, that's your best time? Okay, great. I'm going to put you in my schedule, and I'm going to help you on Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 7, make calls and share the opportunity, because my goal is to help you hit your goal. See, that's how you build the opportunity. We had over 125 people coming inside the opportunity in like 7 to 8 days when Mr. Mickle asked for the promo extension, guys. You guys done more, right, in that short period of time that I've seen the leaders do thus far, because you know what? People are not utilizing that 125 people. See, if you gave me 125 people, I'm setting up 125 meetings, right? I got 125 people that I'm sharing this opportunity with to be, because they already in. Now you got to figure out, what do they want? See, this is how you build a massive organization, guys. Find out what people want. Amateurs make statements. Professionals ask questions. We know, the greatness of the company. Your job is to share it with them and ask them how they can take this valuable company and import it into their schedule. And people love results. The time you help that person hit that first milestone, they hit that $500 a month, man, they are jacked out of their mind. They get that first check for $125 or $250 on a direct deposit. You would have thought they made $1 million, because it's not the amount of money, it's the fact that they got some results. See, people love progression, right? People love progression. So when you can show a person how to progress, now they get more committed. See, my goal as a leader is to get you committed, to get you some results, so that your commitment, your belief comes alive, right? So allow people to borrow from your belief until they grow their own. See, write that down. Allow people to borrow from your belief until they grow their own. So if you keep putting them seeds inside of a person and you believe in them and you showing them results, once they get their results, they believe it can go from a 1 to a 3 to a 5 to a 7. Now they can reach down and help another person go 1, 3, 5, right? But you got to grow their belief. Results grow belief, not conversations. Hello. See, conversations don't move anything but lips. Conversation just move lips. That's all it does. It doesn't move people. See, people move from results. So the only conversation you should have is to be able to create a game plan, right? Once you create a game plan, now you can take that game plan. Now it's time to go to work. Because what do we got to get? Results. Somebody put results in the chat. The goal is to get results. If you want to help people move, make a game plan and get them some results. If they get the results, now you got anchors in your business. See, some of us have magnets. I'm going to pass to you, Dr. Benjamin, after I make the statement. Some of us have magnets and some of us have anchors. And let me explain to you the difference. A magnet is something that could be attracted to you, but if you push it hard enough, it slides off. You ever put a magnet on your refrigerator? You know, the kids used to come up, put their painting or their picture, and they say, oh, my, oh, dad, let me show you what I made in school. Oh, baby, that's beautiful. And you take it and you put the magnet on the refrigerator and it holds it up, right? But what happens when somebody run by or walk by and they brush against it? It knocks it off, right? It's gone. See, a magnet is a person that might be attracted to you in business, but if something hit them or move them, they're out of here. They're gone. An anchor is what you want. See, magnets don't have good, the results is not there. So your goal is to be able to convert a person from a magnet to an anchor. An anchor drops down and is rooted. And an anchor has a hook on it. So once it drops down in the ground, when it gets lifted, it's stuck. See, you want to get people stuck in your business where they're making money every day. Hello, you see where I'm going with this? They're excited every day. They have something to look forward to. So they don't need your conversation to motivate them. The results has motivated them. Now they could talk to their spouse. They could talk to their children and get some buy-in, right? And they're anchored in the business because of their results. I've seen leaders. One of the gentlemen who, when I started in network marketing, I was 18 years old when I started network marketing. I got recruited at a college, and I wasn't even in that college yet. He gave me a business card, followed up with me. It was a company called Prepay Legal Leadership with a nice little shiny black card. If you guys remember Prepay Legal, which is now Legal Shield, he gave me a card. I threw it on my nightstand. He called me later, a couple of weeks, a month later, followed back up with me, and I ain't paying him no time. I got into a position in my life where I needed an opportunity, and I called him. But if he didn't sow that seed, he wouldn't have got that harvest. I called him. He trained me up and taught me a lot about the company, taught me how to travel, wear the suits. I wasn't wearing suits doing business at that time. He began to show me the ranks, and I started making money. Now I'm going from a magnet to an anchor, right? I'm making money. I'm speaking, right? I got a chance to learn how to do the presentation. I got a chance to learn how to close a client. I learned how to collect the check at the closing table. My confidence grew. But guess what happened to my leader, guys? Like something happened to a lot of you guys leaders, right? My leader quit the business. He went through life and he quit the business. But guys, because I had results, I became an anchor. And the check I was making was paying my rent. It was paying my car note. It was paying my phone bill. It was paying my utility. So though I was hurt that I lost my leader who taught me everything I knew at that time about the business, his life happened and he had to leave. But I didn't leave because I had my own belief level. Does that make sense? He showed me so much in a short period of time, and he got me the results that I needed, that my belief level elevated. So even when he quit the business, I didn't quit because I had my own belief system at that point. And that's what happens with people. When people quit and they jump around, this leader do this and they do this. If this person say this, then they do that. They're not anchored. Hello. These are magnets. The wind blow and they blow away. The scriptures say, don't be tossed to and fro by every doctrine of man. You know what I'm saying? We living in this thing. You can't be tossed to and fro. You got to be anchored. I got anchored in my own belief of my own results, and I was able to feed my own family on my own merit. I didn't need a leader or upline calling me or texting me or telling me to get on a Zoom call or telling me how to do a presentation. We call it dialing for dollars. I would make calls all day long. I would find business cards. I would call lists. I would get referrals. And I would dial for dollars every day because I had to feed my family. Anchors. So when you get new people to come into your business, your goal is to take them from a magnet. Every person that joins your business is a magnet. They was attracted to you for a reason. Your job as a leader is to get them results, not hold them hostage with a lot of conversation. The most of your conversation should be asking them questions about their game plan, figure out exactly what they want out of business, figure out what their why is or why they bought in, showing them exactly what kind of activity they're supposed to be doing, make a schedule to work that activity, and your commitment to that person is to get them results. Why? Because you want them to go from being a magnet, just attracted to you in the business, to being an anchor where they don't need you anymore. That is the seed that God has blessed you to sow into somebody else's life, where you can turn them into an anchor, where they can grow on their own. I think somebody came on.
Nothing.
But guys, I hope I've said something to you today that have been able to help you to understand my mentality of business, my story, and how I look at building an organization, and why I feel like XtreamFX Global Academy is a great place for a person to be healthy and wealthy and be able to build a legacy for their family. So our job is, as a collective, is to be able to share this message and ask the right questions and show people how to make a progression. So Dr. Benjamin, I'll pass it back over to you, sir, and I'll let you control the call. We're going to do some Q&A. How we want to go about it? Back to you, sir.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, look at my notebook. Ladies and gentlemen, put some fires and some hearts in the chat. Woo, man, I'm overflowing right now, and I'm so grateful and thankful. You know what? This was for me. This wasn't for the rest of the team. This session was for me. You poured directly to me, and I'm so full to overflowing right now, and I'm so grateful and thankful for the time that you've invested with us. It's so rich. It's so powerful, and I know it's going to continue to feed us. For those who took down some notes, thankfully we have recorded it. I'm going to post it on our YouTube channel so that individuals have a chance to watch this again, because this is really excellent. All right, so we open up now. We could unmute us, not unmute. Let's just raise your hand, or if you want any questions, we have the privilege right now on this intimate time. Any questions at all that you have to get more clarity, please go ahead. Patrice, okay, you wanted that? Okay, you're putting fires, right? Well, let's go ahead and just look at it. Anybody raise your hand if you can, or just jump off mute and jump in with your question. Mr. Sloan is here to take your questions from us, all right? Go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your questions if you have any. Does anyone here have a question about the company, anything at all that you need more clarity on about? Okay, go ahead, Kamala Duncan. Kamala's hand is up. Go ahead, Kamala.
Hi, Mr. Sloan. Just a question that, maybe on my mind, or I've heard it from someone else, but just looking at the new safety trade system, right? So I know it doesn't involve the affiliate marketing. Looking down the line, are there any possibilities at looking at maybe a discounted package for those persons who want to become an affiliate, right?
Okay, I guess first of all, good to hear from you, Mr. Kamala. It's always a pleasure. It sounds like you might be in the catch. I think that's Esther Smith that's showing up on the screen, Dr.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so Ms. Kamala, again, as always, good to hear your voice, and thank you for all the service you do in the community, as always. If I understand your question correctly, your question number one, down the line, do we feel like it would be a discounted package, the safety trade, to be able to be an affiliate? That's your question?
Yes, sir. That's my question.
Okay. All right. So the safety trade, I'm trying to catch that voice on here, Dr. Benjamin, help you out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the person. Is like, I think it's our connection that's causing the.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a mic going off either. Okay. But to answer your question, Ms. Kamala, at this time I don't. And the reason of it is because the way it's configured and programmed, Number one, we already have a discounted pricing now in Extreme, right? Based on what the cost for the product is for the scanner and the system combined, right? If a person got it directly, it's like $675. With Extreme, it's $599. The scanner, it actually goes up at the end of this month. It goes to $200 a month at the end of this month, and Extreme has it for $75, which we may make some considerations on that for more PV later, but we'll address that later. Dr. Benjamin gave me a great tip, and I agree with you, Doc. We'll come back to that conversation. So from futuristic standpoints, for the safety trader to be cheaper, that's something I don't see, because the way it's programmed for a 1-year license, not a monthly subscription. So if a person took the $575 and divided by 12, then now it could be monthly. But the master program of how it's created is created for 1-year licensing. They actually have to do a licensing for every PC every month to start and to cut off. So the manual portion of that, to be able to do a monthly at this point, is not possible. Not because we would want to, I would love to have it on a monthly, but it's because the technological creation of the software, for the simplicity of doing it for the masses, the owner created it for a 1-year license. And so that system is only going to go up, right? I can tell you that now. From $575 from them, it's only going to go up from here. At the end of the year, I think he said it's going up to $777. It's going to be about $200 more in the next 6 to 7 months. And Extreme would still be at $599. You follow me? So I hope that answers your question.
That did. And I also had another question which you have answered, because I spoke with someone in Kenya. They wanted to find out if they could pay a monthly deposit for that $599. Knowing that some persons may not be able, and that would have been like attractive, but you have answered that. But so 75 would have been the monthly contribution for the scanner, right? Would there be a possibility to have like a discounted package for those who not only want to get this product, but they want to become a part of the affiliate marketing program as well? So instead of like the 168, is there like a discount that they could get, right? Maybe $100, I'm not, right? If they already have that package, can they get a discount to become an affiliate member as well?
Okay,
So,
I understand your question. So if they're a student, your question of it is, can a person who purchased a safety trade system, because there's an education product, your question of it is, if they want to become an affiliate, do we have it configured? Can we create a way for them to become an affiliate without paying the 168? That's your question, correct? To be able to have a discount on becoming an affiliate if they're a student right now with the safety trade system.
yes, and even a discount on the affiliate as well as discount on the student package too.
I'll table that, and I'll take that back to the founder for some consideration. I have a couple ideas in my head, but I'll take the consideration of it back to the team.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, who's next? You could come off mute or raise your hand. We have the opportunity right now with our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Adrian Sloan, Mr. Adrian Dynamite Sloan. Who's next to jump in with a question? This was such a rich and fulfilling conversation we've had so far. Any questions from anyone else?
Hi there, Dr. Benjamin. Permit me, this is Bridget. Hi there, Mr. Sloan. Goodness me, drop the mic, shout it from the mountaintops. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, I'm telling you, that's the voice of experience. You have the experience, you speak from a place of passion, and it comes through every single time because you know what you know. And it's so remarkable because every time I hear you speak, you share just a little bit more of your story, and it just shows why you're so passionate today. Because you've seen the results, you've seen people change, you've seen lives impacted. So I'm just really, really grateful for you and how willing you are to share and meet with us. I think that sometimes people take for granted mentorship. There are so many thousands of people who wish they could have one positive verb in their life, wish they could have one positive person, one word of advice, one little nugget. They go for years confused, lost, struggling, and we get mentorship at this high degree every day, you know, that we get to speak with you 2 times a week. And if people would just put themselves in the way of progress, you know, you have to put, the water is coming down the mountain like the waterfalls, and you can either stand on the shore or you can get in there and get this water to just wash all over you. So just kudos to everyone here who put themselves in position to hear this information, and to you, sir, who gives so much, to Dr. Benjamin, who really coordinated this today. It's so powerful. My question to you, sir, is this. You thought I didn't have a question, huh? I got me a question. And you know, once you become a leader, once you put yourself in a position to hold yourself accountable to people watching what you do and relying on you for guidance, for help, what is your strategy or advice for being the leader that is caring? You know, we know that it's like a baby. If you keep picking up the baby will never learn to walk. What is your strategy for really moving people to independence quickly? How do you manage, you know, different people coming in at different times? Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you have a system? Do you have some templates? Do you have a calendar up on your wall that says day 1, day 2, day 3? I've thought about doing that, you know, day 1, day 2, day 5, day 10, and you make sure to speak to all new people on these days and say the same thing so it's consistent. What's your system to make sure you get to all new people, get everybody the same information, and keep a tab on everybody's growth to do just what you said? Lead them through growth and independence to become that anchor. What process do you have? What timeline? What calendar? What's your daily activity?
Right. Great question. I think I'm gonna make a statement, then I'm gonna answer it. Right. I think God has blessed us with key attribute of life called intuition.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest things of life is we was all living in the jungle, and we had to survive. The only thing you survive with is intuition. Intuition tells you to go left or go right. Intuition tells you as a lion or a tiger, you hear it, right? You feel the ground rumble and you decide to go the other way, right? I think intuition is always the key element of direction of what to do and when, if that makes sense. I think as you're leading people, you use your intuition, you use your God-given ability to understand when. So you have a system for the logical stuff, right? When a person comes in, they make their list. Comes in, right? They launch. When a person comes in, they go to the academy. We get their first 3 people. We get them some results on building an account plan, right? And we take them to the understanding the PIP sniper training, right? So that part of the process of what to do with a affiliate and a student to get them into the process is a cookie cutter. That part of it is just the system. Get them in the business, launch them, get them to 3, help the 3 get to 10, right? Get them building out. Then you plug them into the education. Make sure that the step number 1 is learn how to make sure you know how to take a trade idea. The PIP sniper class, right? Risk management. Those are the 1-2s of understanding the market. Before they do anything else, they got to understand those 2 things. That's the cookie cutter part to answer your question. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you take everybody through that same system. The second part of your question of it is when do you release a person to be a leader? To do it quickly. I think quickly is a word that's relative. Quickly for one person might be 2 weeks. Quickly for another person might be 6 weeks. That's a relative word, right? So this is where intuition comes into play. Back to my point of intuition tells me that if Dr. Benjamin went through the system and he was showing me some spunk of a young tiger who wanted to, you know, really get out here and rumble in the jungle with me, and he's going through all the steps of launching his business. He got his 3, he's helping the 3, and I'm launching those 3 to get the 10 to give Dr. Benjamin some results to get him his first check for 125. And he's calling me or texting me and following up just as much as I am with him. He's showing leadership qualities. That's quickly for him. You follow me? So me showing him the presentation or me allowing him to help, what I've done with all my new recruits, I will allow them to watch me work and then work with me. It's just like me teaching my daughter when she was a baby on how to clean up her room. I could tell her all day, clean your room, clean your room. I'm telling her to do something, right? But she doesn't know what the heck I'm talking about. I said, baby, come on, let's me and you, let's clean your room. So as I'm cleaning the room with her, she learns to put the toy over here. She learns to put the pillow at the top of the bed. She learns to pull the cover over. Does that make sense? When you're working with people, they watch you do it, y'all do it together, and then as y'all doing together, you gradually allow them to take the lead and you start falling back. You have what they call a seamless disengagement, where they get stronger, not realizing they're getting stronger. When we put our babies on training wheels and we allow them to ride the training wheels with the extra 2 wheels on the back of the bicycle, right? We pushed them and let them ride because they got comfortable just pedaling. Eventually, when we took the wheels off, when we pushed it, we let them go and they didn't realize they was riding on their own. They still thought we was holding them. Well, we wasn't even holding them anymore because we built the confidence up with them as they was going. They thought they were, because now they're not afraid. I think you can't make a person go quickly. You can build a person up gradually and you can see them take off. As a leader, you got to know that's your purpose and you need to know how to let go. I think a big problem where people get independent is the leader hold the people too long. I don't think it's the person. A lot of times I think it's the leader. The leader stays in the way and they don't realize how to fall back, and they don't know how they're giving the person too much information that's unrelative to their goal. When I go back to saying, what's your goal? You know, if I can help you save money, if I can help you learn the system, how fast can I get you the results to take you from a magnet to an anchor? Your goal is to get them plugged into that system, but your goal is to learn how to disengage. So it's more of the leader than it is the person. If the leader's taking the person through the system, then you have to allow them to learn to do it with you, watch you do it with you, hold them and let them go without them even realize you let go. You don't say, I'll let you go. You just let them go.
That's right. Seamless disengagement. Well said. Yeah, I know we have a lot.
Shadow duplicate. Show, shadow, duplicate.
Show, shadow, duplicate. That's right. That's right.
Very, very well said, sir. All right, we have Alan. Alan, your hand is up. You can come off mute.
Good afternoon, colleagues, and good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stewart.
Yes, I have a question concerning persons who have been burnt. I'm currently operating in an environment, it's like the elephant in the room that nobody's spoke about. So there is a number of persons in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago coming off of a bad experience with what you call the susu. It has been well established that a number of persons would have lost a lot of money sometime last year, year before, thereabout, in this whole scheme. And it has left a bad taste. I myself would have experienced a number of persons who I think would have done well in this, who are accustomed to network marketing, but they have been built, they have been shy to get involved. My question to you, sir, what best advice will you give to those persons who would have had this experience, this poor experience, and now they are broken and lost? What advice will you give to them to get back in the game, get back on the water?
Totally understood. I'm very familiar with susus. I think we've all had an experience with a susu, especially throughout the COVID time frame, because everybody was at home trying to learn how to make some extra money, right? And the susu worked until it didn't work. And so in that space, I think with anything, Mr. Stewart, when you find a person that have a bad experience, again, as we were discussing earlier, you can show them the opportunity, but you can't be forceful, right? You have to ask them the questions of how, of what they need in their life and how this opportunity may be able to help benefit their life. I believe exposure is the best way for people, right? It's almost like a heartbreak in a relationship, right? You ever had your heart breaking up with a girlfriend? You feel it, right? And the only way to fix it is you gradually go back into dating, right? You ask the right questions, you're patient with the process. You can't be forced with that, right? If you ever rode a bike and you fell off and it hurt, pain is a big teacher, right? And so in any level of pain, it teaches you a lesson. But those lessons can be a deterrent, right? The pain can be a deterrent if you don't gradually go past it. So it's almost an incident. It's ironic how this works. The same thing that hurt you is the same thing that will heal you. And so when a person goes into a business experience and they have a fear there, going into another business experience with a cautious mind is not bad. They just have the right leader to have to expose them correctly. Does that make sense? It becomes how you expose them. Not that they're not willing to do another business opportunity, but it's how they're exposed. So again, getting them on the right call with a leader that can hear them out and show them a direction that's not forceful. Again, a three-way call with the right leader, an opportunity call to be able to show it, maybe showing them online how to trade, allowing them to shadow you inside a trading session, showing them some results, right, of what you've done, or even the opportunity that's presented itself. Gradually allow them to stick their toe in the water because they have to get comfortable. The same thing that hurt them could be the same thing that heal them, but it has to be how you expose them to it. The fear of it is that if they're forced, they close up and they shut down. Does that make sense? They'll shut down because they feel forced. And that is also like a person trying to get them again. They're not going to get got twice. Right? And so if you're too forceful, they'll get too fearful and they'll shut down. The goal of it is to expose a person gracefully, respectfully, court them, date them into the opportunity, show them their value, right, of how this could be great for them, and allow them to make their own choice. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold. So I think of how we expose people from hurt, from pain into progress is all about the exposure process, if that makes sense. It's the exposure, not the fact that they won't do it, because the right person can get them to cross the boundary. And if you go back and you talk to them, what made you get back in network marketing? You saying so hurt about the susu. You said you'll never do susus and network marketing again. Well, this person made me feel comfortable. This person showed me a way of how it makes sense for me. Again, remember, Mr. Stewart, people always do what benefits them. People always will follow a leader that makes them feel comfortable. So it's the exposure. And we understand it's a season and a time for everybody. You can expose a person gracefully in April and you court them and date them, you know, through May. But the season that they're ready to make a decision might not be to June. So if you're trying to get it all done in April, you didn't give it time to cultivate in May to make the decision in June. Because you wanted to drop the seed on Monday and get the harvest on Friday. Drop it in April, cultivate it in May, get your fruits in June. Especially when a person has had pain, you have to expose them correctly to get the progress. I hope that helps you.
That's powerful. That was powerful. That was powerful, powerful. Next question. Anyone else? Anyone else has a question? We have this privilege of Mr. Sloan here with us for an intimate conversation. We don't get this opportunity often. Go ahead, Ancilla, unmute yourself. Ancilla Peters, unmute yourself. Tell us where you're from.
Hi, Chancellor from Tobago, under Mr. Stewart, actually. My boss. But so hinging off of the question that he asked, I actually have a potential person that is seasoned in this type of thing in terms of trading, and she was actually a part of several groups, a master networker, and has been burnt by technically all the groups that she's been in, but she would have recruited many persons into those groups. So listening to the answer that he just gave, and I'm wondering how am I going to court somebody like that, to use back his words. or is it possible that we can link her with you, Mr. Sloan, and see if we can get her on board, so to speak?
I would love so. I don't have an issue assisting Ms. Peterson. Good to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. We would definitely would love to do so. We can figure out, and if you notice, once we do this call and once we arrange a time, you know, study how I have the conversation, right? A lot of things with people, again, is finding out where's the pain. When you go to the doctor, the first thing the doctor asks you is where you hurt at.
Yeah, I think her issue mainly is how she's getting her money, because that's the question she's been asking me. You get in, it's easy to get in, it's nice when you get in, but then, so I'm not sure what happened or what transpired, but it's the getting the returns part, I think she got burnt by.
So once we hear her, you know, express it, right? You and I figure out where's the pain. And then once we figure out the pain, we can figure out exactly how to write the prescription, as Doc would say, on how to fix it, right? And so that comes a lot from the activity game plan. If a person is willing and they have a desire to make money in business, that's a great ambition. That's what you go in business for. The only thing that disconnects a person from having a desire, having a result, is the activity. That's the only disconnect. And so they have the desire. If we can write a game plan and we're willing to work together to get the result, we just have to be consistent. And so at that point, we can get the results if she's willing to do the work, right? To make the calls and make the list or get on the training calls, and, you know, how we need to go about it. Let's figure out what the number is that she needs to make. Again, we can make money in the trade ideas immediately, right? While we're building the organization. So once we figure out exactly where's the pain, we can figure out how to make the progress. And so, you know, let's exchange information. Dr. Benjamin, can you get Ms. Peterson's my information? She can hit me in Telegram or WhatsApp. Ms. Peterson, where you located? Ms. Peters, where you located?
I'm in Tobago. I'm under Mr. Stewart with Mark.
Okay.
I'm a part of Mark's group.
Okay, great. Yeah, so
I
we
came
can
in under Mr. Stewart.
Okay, so you can connect with me in WhatsApp or Telegram, and we can build on that. I'm gonna put my information in chat so everyone can have that to be able to catch me on WhatsApp or
And I
Telegram.
know she's really good. I would have experienced. She actually got me to join one of the groups before, so I know, so to speak, you know, her techniques, and I know she's a really good networking person.
Okay, so let's figure.
Yeah, and she did say she wants to get back into trading, but as you say, it's a courting process, getting her in.
And that's what I was just about to say. And I want to give you some encouragement, if you don't mind, right? Because you have a lot of belief in this individual's ability. One thing I want you to understand and accept is the patience of the process. You know what I mean? So you have a desire, what you feel like she could do, but we have to be patient with the process of what her speed is, right? And then once she catches her belief, then her progression will speed up, right? So you and I just have to have an understanding as we record this individual and we get her moving in the right direction. We won't be forceful. We'll make the game plan, and we're going to take our time to get her where she needs to be. And the whole time, giving her short milestones, like little milestones, right? You know, 10 calls a day, right? 3 calls a day, 5 calls a day, right? Take 2 trade ideas, get on the training call, like little stuff. And the little increments, when a person starts investing more of their time and they actually start going over their checklist, that's little incremental beliefs. Like, that's little incremental steps. And so we have to be patient with the young lady so we can get her to the right belief level where she can get the results. And once we figure out the game plan, you know, we'll do that. So I just want to encourage you, once we initiate this process, you and I leaders have to be patient with her process, and we have to be very intentional to get her the results that she desires. Because again, we have to find the hurt, and then we have to write the prescription to fix it. So as long as we, you know, administer that correctly with the right level of patience, then we can get the results.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Awesome. Again, powerful, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, anyone else with a question? Thank you very much, Mr. Sloan, and thank you for the question, Angela. Alan, great question. Bridget as well. Kamala, 4 questions so far. Anyone else? All right, question time going once, going twice. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, man, we've had a really powerful session today. Mr. Sloan, thank you once again.
Dr. Harry, I'm so sorry to interrupt your close. Sorry about that. I couldn't find mute. Just one question for the future. Mr. Sloan, what is the, I mean, just this is for the purpose that we have a lot of new people on here. Just for even this year, you kind of alluded to it earlier, but what is the vision? What do you see for, you know, you mentioned earlier we are going to pop all diamonds and different ranks. Well, in your heart, what is the, where do you want to see Xtreme go? What do you really see as the future, the sustainable future of XtreamFX, and why people could be confident to invite the biggest heavy hitters to come to this community?
Well, the biggest thing that I see, you know, is with the continuation of the stability. You know, what, you know, Mark Twain, you know, says something. He said, you know, history doesn't repeat itself, right? And so when you look at historically, Xtreme has been progressively growing, right? As the evolution of a brand as a company, it has evolved, you know. And so when I look at any company, I look at how did the company evolve over time, not just what it's doing today, but what did it do yesterday, right? Because looking back can kind of give you a snapshot of what you have to look forward to in the future, right? And so any new person that's on this line right now, to be able to understand the milestones that Xtreme have, you first have to understand how to respect the X that's on the brand, right? And then you have to understand the reality of it is Xtreme has already created proprietary milestones for the industry. We are the only academy that has Forex and FinTech combined. We were the first one to do it in a dual compensation plan with an upfront fast start bonus and a residual that's aggressive on both sides. We were the first company to be able to start out the way that we did by accepting crypto only, right? And different methods of being able to transfer, and then went inside a proprietary system of how to manage chargebacks. We run a 0.03 chargeback ratio, which is unheard of in this industry to be under 0.5%. Most MLM shut down because of financial chargebacks. We're not in that situation. We can get any merchant account we want in the country because we created proprietary software for KYC for MLM. That's unheard of. So when you look at sustainability and longevity of a company, we've been able to create the foundation for substantial growth. And so it's only about organic growth at this time. Xtreme does not have to have hyperventilated growth in order to maintain and sustain a safe place for people to make an income for their family. And as I said earlier, it's more about the longevity of progress than it is about just how fast you can grow in speed. When I consult companies, again, as I said earlier, some companies grow too fast. They grow faster than what their infrastructure can sustain. And so because we've had organic growth, that's allowed us to be in business going on 3 years. When most companies close in the first 6 to 12 months, we're going on 3 years. And so again, Mark Twain said, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And so when you look at the history of the company, what we've done to get to this point, I will behoove a person to have a level of belief of understanding this company will continue to evolve because it already has. And so as we continue to add on more products that adds more margin, that's going to create more revenue for the field. As we continue to cultivate more events and opportunities, that's going to give leaders more exposure to be able to grow, right? And as the message gets out, the leaders that's already in position, you have first dibs to be able to have a larger organization, because as the people come into the company, they have to go under somebody. And the last time I checked, MLMs are built from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? And so a person is already in a position, when people start funneling through an organization, they have to go under someone. And the more people you have from your leadership position and down, the higher your rank becomes. And so if I was in a company or brand new, and I look at a company that has been able to sustain for 2.5 years and paid out millions of dollars to the field, they're debt-free, they created proprietary softwares, they have first positioning on high-level technology, they're in a position where the owners understand organic growth, they don't have high chargebacks, They have several different merchant accounts and good banking relationships. And the only thing they need is for leaders to continue to lead. And they're looking for new leaders. Again, as I said, as our goal is to build and cultivate relationships with leaders across the world as they come into a safe place to be able to grow the organization. I will be looking for a place like Extreme that has a track record of success and has room to still grow. It's perfect timing for a leader to come in and plant their flag and do their work. And as my partner, Mr. Mick, will always say, stick and stay and get your pay, you know?
Thank you so much, Mr. Sloan. I do have a couple heavy hitters, and so I'm glad for that answer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Harry, for facilitating this awesome call. Thank you, Mr. Sloan.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the chat and light it up with some hearts and some fires. This, man, you know, this was excellent. You know, I'm really, really, really grateful. You know, I'm so thankful that you accepted the invitation to, you know, to invest your time with our members in our team and have an intimate call so that individuals, you know, could really have whatever they concerned about addressed. Man, how amazing this is. Ladies and gentlemen, just to remind us that we have our opportunity presentation at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on our link. Check the group chat. Mark, if you could just drop it in the chat right now so that individuals could access it. Also coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, we have the Train the Trainers call, Mr. Jacob Mickle, our co-founder's Chief Operation Officer. We have the privilege right now of hearing from him. He's going to get into some very important information tonight. That's on another link. That's on their 11 a.m. link. And then tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on that link, make sure you're connected. The Telegram chat, if you're not in the Telegram chat, if you're not in the XtreamFX Common Unity Telegram chat, please reach out to myself, reach out to Bridget, reach out to Mark. If you're not in the XtreamFX Common Unity Telegram chat, it's in your back office. Just log into your back office. You'll see it there in red, Extreme Common Unity Telegram chat. Make sure you're connected to that. That is the key communication channel to make sure that you're up to date on all the various things coming up in our community so that you're not left behind. All right. So if you do not haven't been connected to that, please go ahead and get connected. And once again, let's come off mute and just say thank you for Mr. Sloan for showing up here, taking so much time out of his extreme
legend.
I'm telling you, this gentleman is not easy to find, right? Because he's always
legendary.
Legendary. I hear you, Mark. Anyone else wants to come off mute and just say words of gratitude?
Thank you a million, Mr. Sloan. We appreciate you. We show our gratitude to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Likewise, congratulations on all your success, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are together for such a time as this. Let us grow, folks. Take it to the top.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. All right. So see you guys on the upcoming calls, man. Opportunity call at 8 o'clock. Train the trainers at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at 11. And private launch calls for individuals to help you to grow your teams. All right. Love you guys. Thank you very much again, Mr. Stone. Bless you so much for the time invested with us. Such high quality. High quality. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Benjamin. Thank you, family. You have a great day.